Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Together We Rise, Building Our Nation. And this afternoon, I could not be more pleased to be here with all these colors, as you can see across the screen, mostly the blue, the yellow. It's St. Elizabeth Technical High School, and with that, we have the STETHS Alumni Association, that's the USA Inc. And for this one, guys, I thought about it long and hard, and I decided that I needed a co-host for this event. And I have decided that I will just call someone out from this planning committee. And I know they are so diverse. So someone will be randomly picked on. I know everybody is probably crunching in their seat at this moment. But first, I just want to say welcome to the STETHS Alumni, planning committee. We welcome everyone here on the Together We Rise Building Our Nation. And with that said, I have decided to call out no other than the president himself, Dr. Cecil Wright. And what we're gonna really ask Dr. Wright to do, because I didn't want to miss anything. I thought this would be the best way, where we have Dr. Wright introduce himself, introduce the members of the committee, and give the role that each one play. And then there's so much happening for this year. We don't want to miss it. So we want him to take us through. So we're going to give him the platform. So we're going to say again, welcome to the STETHS Alumni Association. We're going to welcome every member. And Dr. Cicero, we just want to welcome you. And the mic is all yours, sir.
Well, listen, thank you, Ian. You're doing a marvelous work, man. Together we rise, nation. I'm excited to be here with the hostess with the mostest, Mr. Ian Thomas. Man, it's a pleasure being on tonight. Your kind of work that you're doing, spreading Jamaica to the global platform, is tremendous. And just to be on with what I considered an absolutely phenomenal team, a group of folks who are life changers in their own personal lives, but having a chance to give back and to make Jamaica a better place couldn't be more. I must say one thing. You mentioned the colors, and I just love the fact that we're wearing colors that everyone can accept. There's no need for color barrage tonight. We're not going to talk about the different colors that is flashing across the world. Stets is one color. We have the same blood, and we wear that gold, that blue jersey and yellow shirt with much pride. So I am Dr. Sesserat, the president of STETHS Alumni Association USA Inc. And I have been the president for the last 4 years, and I've served previously as vice president in my own professional life. I'm an educator and a big contributor to, and someone who really believes that education is the most powerful tool to change the world. And on tonight, we have an array of executive members, planning committee members, and just the blood and engine behind STETHS Alumni Association. These folks online tonight is going to introduce themselves, but they've been putting in hundreds of hours weekly, daily, monthly for the past couple of years. Some have been on it for like 20 something years, just giving back. So I'm gonna get out the way and have them introduce themselves. Let me first start off with if I'm Jordan, she's Carter Pippin. If I'm Pippin, she's Jordan. She is absolutely the most phenomenal vice president ever to grace the planet. Served as president before, and currently we work together in making sure the association stays strong. So please introduce yourself. ZW, no other person than Zania Watkins, vice president.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, and thank you, Ian, for this marvelous job. I am Zonia Watkins, Vice President for the STETHS Alumni Association, and I have dedicated my life, to say the least, to this venture. Today we had a discussion on my 82 chat group, and it is what others have done for us that really prompt us and help us to understand what it means to pay forward. So I am here, full support, STETHS Alumni Association. STETHS forever. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. I'm going to go over to the next person and have our esteemed treasurer, Mrs. Patrice Neal, introduce herself.
I'm sorry, Dr. Wright, but I am the secretary
Oh,
of
I,
the
I, I
alumni
did call you treasurer.
of the Alumni Association. Hello, everyone. I am Patrice, the secretary of the association. Um, I'm happy to be here and grateful and to be a part of this team due to the deep love and pride of the school that shaped so much of who I am today.
All right, excellent. That was our secretary, Miss Patrice Neal McIntosh. And now I'm going to ask our PR person, Miss Kadeen Coles, to introduce herself to the team.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Ian, for this platform. My name is Kadeen Coles. I'm the Public Relation Officer, and I'm class of '89. And I just love my school.
All right, excellent. That's Kadeen. And then I'm going to go in order of my screen. So from Kadeen, I'm going to go all the way over to Canada and bring on our ex-officer member, Miss Rosie. We call her Rosie, baddest DJ in the entire world. Everybody should know that. So I'm going to hand over to Miss Holness, who's going to introduce herself to the team.
Good night, everyone. Ian, thank you so much for this opportunity. My full name is Rosalind Holness, and I'm affectionately called Rosie, a rose in the garden, of course. It's an honor to serve on this team. I'm part of the executive team and also serve as of
These two fellows have been, since I became president, have stuck by me for the last 4 years, been through everything. Doesn't matter what event we're doing, where's happening. I can count on these two wingmen to show up and make it happen. So first, I'm going to go there to the veteran, Christopher Rochester, otherwise known AKA Shada, and just have him introduce himself and tell what he does on the committee.
Big respect, Mr. President. And thanks again, as you mentioned earlier, for having us here. This ride been a very, very great ride so far for me. Last 4 years being a part of the planning team. I wouldn't change anything. Riding with Cecil and the crew. We have a great crew that actually plans everything for STETHS, and it's amazing. I wouldn't give it up for the world. As long as Cecil is running the ship, I'm gonna be on it.
Yeah, that's a brother right there. Listen, this is a guy who, if you ever come into a meeting in and Stats Nation should know this, you're always gonna hear me going back and forth at this man. These two guys, Shatta and Adrian. But Adrian, he gets it from me in every meeting, every meeting, every meeting. I won't tell you why, but there's an ongoing battle. This is my enemy. We just don't have no love. I don't have any care for him. But he's my wingman, man. If he called me at midnight, I gotta be there because this brother always there for the last 4 years. So, Adrian, it's the one time I'm gonna be nice to you and call you a friend. After this tonight, we're back to square one. You'll never be my friend. So don't even think about it. Enjoy 2 minutes. Matter of fact, 30 seconds to use yourself and get off.
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Okay, stop. No, you're good now. All right, next. No, it's okay. You don't have to say anything more. Don't say anything more. We're good. We hear you. You hear you. We're good. We're good.
Here I know.
Sorry,
I'm part of the events planning team. I just do logistics and get aided on by the president. That's just my role. Nice to be here. Thanks for having me. My 30 seconds are up.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you see, here we said his logistic team and the other job is to be hated by the president. So but we go way back, and I have to tell you, if your Stats world should know that we have some. This is one of the greatest team I've ever worked with. We have a lot of fun, a lot of camaraderie. It's not about Cecil being president. It's about collective minds coming together. So I'm happy and excited to have you to be on with the team. And we have a lot of conversation tonight. We have a lot of conversation. So back to you. If you want to ask the first question, I got a bunch of things to talk about. A whole lot of things to talk about. So if you want to just throw a question at us first, and then I'm gonna come in, and then we're gonna just have a really good time tonight. But this is a crew. So there's some folks we're missing. So just out of respect, I'll also want to recognize our treasurer who's not on. I think she's in the background. Our assistant treasurer, Nadine Linton, also a treasurer, is traveling. Mr. Rodian Miller is traveling tonight, so he's not on. We also have other members of the executive team that's not on, ex officios who are not on tonight. Joan Davenport, who's not on tonight. We have Balford Stewart, Balford Clacken, who's not on tonight. We have Dr. Hugh Nelson, who's not on tonight. And who am I missing from the team that is not on? And
Carleen Simpson.
we also have Miss Carly, who's on. We're focusing on, and I know everybody want to mute their mic quickly, start yelling at this. We're focusing on what we call the biggest, baddest, most beautiful boat ride on earth, with shades of blue, right? So I'm gonna tell you that's kind of our main priority right now is fundraising, but the boat ride is probably our most immediate event to help support the legacy project. And then we have these massive year groups contribution, right? So we have this year group competitive spirit where the year group are really competing. So our priorities this year is really to make sure that we focus steadfast and ensuring that legacy building is completed for September 26th to the grand opening. And then to support that, we have all of these events we're doing and started off right now with the boat ride as priority. And then I'm going to share later on about where we're legacy building and how the team fundraising effort can help that. But the boat ride, Ian, I'm telling you, it's really, you have to understand this. It's a Stets Hampton and Monroe boat ride. And this is the first time. So I'm gonna stop here and give some people some time chime in and tell us how you feel about the boat ride and why really I'll give you one line is that the really reason we connected with Hampton and Monroe because there's so many people on this team where brother go to Hampton, brother go to Monroe, sister go to Hampton. It's one big world. And we thought if we can collectively work together on an event like this, it'll be great. So that's where we are. Anybody want to chime in and talk about the boat ride? What's coming next?
Well, it's slated for the 31st of August, and we're cruising on the Skyline Princess from the One World Fair Marina, and that's close to City Field. But it has been one of the most exciting events we've ever put on. Just the camaraderie, the excitement. We have refreshments before we actually board, and then the music is something else. So people really look forward to the next boat ride once we are ending the current boat ride. So it's that exciting.
And I think it's a good look for the first 3 high schools in St. Elizabeth to really link up and have a function like this. It brings us together because STETHS Monroe and Hampton been around for a while as the top 3 high school and were the first 3 high schools as I can remember in St. Elizabeth. So it's a good look for all of us. And then big up to Wally, bring out the shades of blue. I think this is the first year we really have like a theme, and Wally hit hard with that. It's amazing. And he's doing a great job advertising
Great
and
work.
flyers and stuff like that. Every day you see somebody in a different shade of blue, and it's giving us a good look.
All right. Guess what? I'm gonna stop it right this one. I need to go to Wally. 'Cause I'm too silent right now, So I wanna know, Wally, what inspired you, to be a part of this planning committee? And personally, more you go to a personal point, because we know. So I could hear the
Let me
voice from man called Wally.
let me first piggyback on what Shaka was saying. So Shades of Blue is actually Tanya's idea. And I fell in love with it. We kind of brainstormed it, and we figured, back to what Dr. Sess was saying, Monroe, Hampton, STETHS, those are 3 big schools in Jamaica. If you check any of the sports, we're actually rivals. So how on earth we're now on the same boat, right? So what we're showing is community unity. This is good for not only the people here from Jamaica who is in the US, but also people back in Jamaica. So I think it's a great idea, and I think people should jump on board to kind of be a part of that mission of us trying to, celebrate humanity and just teamwork, people on a whole. What inspires me to be on the committee? I feel like I just always wanted to be around people who are striving for better, people who are doing more than I am doing currently. That's the best way for an individual to grow, is to attach yourself to people who is doing better than you or more than you're doing. Everyone here has been to STETHS before me. They're young people, as you can see their faces, beautiful, gorgeous, cute, handsome, everything. But these are people that I can learn from personally. Um, as Dr. Cesaride said, we are actually we work together. We work for the same institution, so that speaks a lot of volume. And then STETHS on a whole is just the color I bleed. It's blue yellow. That's where I really found myself. I was a very sheltered child, but going to STETHS, they give you a platform there at STETHS to just figure yourself out. You can make mistakes, you can mess up, you can do good, you can do bad, but at the end of the day, you still have people who keep you in check, and but still give you a chance to make mistakes and figure out who you are, who you want to be, where you're going. And that's really my definition of why I attach myself to anything STETHS, or definitely the STETHS Alumni Association here in the United States, which is still attached to everything back in Jamaica. So that's my personal reason for why I'm attached.
Can we have at least 2 more people from the committee share their personal reason? I think the audience would love to know, and those that are out there, why they should join this committee or this STETHS alumni group.
Can I nominate Rosie to go first, because she's the only Canadian currently sitting, and she's serving all the way from Canada. So Rosie, you want to tell us your perspective of why you decide to be a part of the world large organization? We're not hearing from Rosie. So, and while she's getting ready, can another member of the team take it?
Well,
Oh,
number one, STETS, what I live and breathe. STETS is, there's a passion and there's so much love. And how do I get to give that back? How do I get to share it? Community, a part of this team. It's such an honor. And even before I became a part of this team, I always watch how the team operates, the unity. When one is working, everyone is together. And I always admire that. And so when I was asked to further join, because I was always a part of something going on, but when I was further asked to join, I was so happy. And the boat right now, yes, that's the focus, but in everything else, there's so much unity. It's a team. It's not a I, it's a team. And I must say, Mr. President, you have set a foundation that allow us and allow the team to, you mold us, you mold this team. And so being a part of this and see everyone just doing it is explain to others how sometimes when I get in and there's meetings, oh my gosh, I'm so busy, but I still put away everything and focus on stats. And again, I just want to say the team right now, it couldn't be any better, trust me. And this year, boat ride, the color, everything that puts it together, year it's getting better. And this is the team I want to be a part of. This is because it's shining, it's pulling people. And the thing is, people want what we have. People want to see what we do. And that's a great thing.
I would like to add that for me, before I went to Stats, I didn't even know where Santa Cruz was. And I didn't. And the friends I made at Stats are the friends I get to hang out for the most part. I get to hang out with those guys in this alumni association. I do a lot with my friends on this team. We spend a lot of time together. We plan things. Now, on this team, I have a job for different events. For example, with the big boat ride that's coming up, I get to make sure everybody's drink is good. Mix is right, everything tastes nice. Okay? Rum punch, sorrel, whatever is served up, my job is to make sure that it's good. The next job I have is to make sure that the food tastes good. So whoever we get to cook, I have to make sure that the food tastes good because if the food isn't good, the party isn't good. So our boat ride will always have the best food, the best drinks every time. Now, as far as my teammates and what we do, we've had banquets, galas, different things, picnics, and everything we do is always done right because we have good leadership and we know how to work with camaraderie and we know how to make sure everyone has a good time. We just finished a picnic. It was wonderful. Of course, again, the men teeth on the tug of war game, but I'm gonna
I
leave
agree.
that for
I
that.
totally
I'm gonna
agree.
leave, yes, I'm gonna leave that
Totally.
one for the lawsuit I'm gonna file against the men on the state tug of war team. But we have so much fun together. There's a lot of trust and there's a lot of dignity. And as you know, Stats is all about working hard and having integrity. It's our motto, work and integrity. So everything we do, it takes good work and a lot of integrity, and that's why we're successful as a team. Thanks.
Caveat and Tanya, what Tanya said. So for me, I decided to join. I went to an event in the 60th anniversary, and I spoke to Cecil. I said, we need something different. It needs. We had. It's like we was almost. I wouldn't want to say stagnant, but we needed another. We need a oomph to push us. We need to cross the line. And as I said, Cecil, has some ideas, and I would like to be a part of the team. He said, Chris, I'm for president. I want you to come, and if you're serious, come work with me. As I said, so if you run, I'm there. And that was my push to being a part of this team, because I think there was lots going on, but there was more. And we are seeing it now that we are getting more out of it than that was there before. And I think we still have more we can give and more we're working toward. And it's a great feeling giving back to the institution that made all of us. It put us on the right path to success. And, it's a good thing to give back. And it makes me feel good knowing that I'm a part of that team that gives back to that great institution.
Yes, yes. So you asked a question. What make us, want to give back? I can tell you, my story is too long to tell, but I remember I went to Stats in and I had a significant stuttering problem. Like, I mean, like it's really bad stuttering. I used to stop my feet like, five, six, seven times to get one word out. People can't believe that now because now I talk too much, right? But that's the truth. I had my own nickname going to Stets, and I remember going to Stets, and as the years go along, and I play cricket, so I played, with Clive Legister, the great Clive Legister. I play with Tony Powell, Delroy Morgan, those guys in the same region. So I didn't make the under 16 youth. I played for Junior Bennett and Doc, and somewhere around 10th grade or so, I realized that JB, yeah, I realized that the bat was gonna work out for me because there was guys who were way, scoring way more runs than I did. They're better bowlers than I did, and I said to JB, I'm gonna stop playing cricket and pick up the books, and I went into the books, and I can tell you that just knowing that Stats choose me, I didn't choose Stats, and Stats choose me in a sense that even though I was not the greatest academic students going in. By the time I get to ninth grade, my life changed forever. The inspiration, the care, the thoughtfulness, the fact that I could leave school with a technical drawing, skill set, and all those things were my aspiration. So I think that what most people should realize that when a school have done so much for you, and now my life has absolutely changed. Our job as alumnus of the institution is to give back. So I cannot, like ZW said, I breathe that. When I go to Jamaica, I spend, if I'm in Jamaica for 5 days, 2 days out of my time is fully at Stets, doing Stets work. And most of the people on this committee who you see here are very shy in terms of what they do for stats. They're not necessarily saying, I'm doing this. There's so much work behind the scene folks have done and still doing. And we're not trying to, sometimes we're a little shy because we don't want to show anybody up, but people are putting in a lot of work behind the scene to make sure the institute, so to make sure we can give back. So for me, it's about giving back. So when I go there, I want to make sure that one kid who's from Westmoreland or St. Elizabeth or from Magotty or from somewhere else who need a chance like I have, they can now receive that chance because someone gave to me. That's the we want to give back because somebody gives a chance, and that's why the association exists. So I don't know if Patrice or KD want to share anything on this note.
I kind of share everybody's sentiments. I joined the association actually because of Kadeen. I know she remembers many, many, many years ago. Um, and we're still here together, working together. And it's all about giving back. STETS played a big part in my life, and I just wanted to stay connected while doing something meaningful for the school and for the students there. This group right here is the best group of people that I've ever worked with, alongside of. We've shared so many memories. We've worked on such great projects, and we will always celebrate what makes STETS special.
Yeah, that's it right there. And by the way, yeah, let me just say this for those who are watching online. Honestly, if you ever come to a STETS event, you, you leave your belly full. I will not eat no food. I will not eat no food. You leave your belly full. You don't have to have a plate of food to leave STETS event. Once you show up, and you hear the stories, and you see and you hear people start talk about what happened at Steps. I've had so many. I've gone to Steps place, man. When I hear stories, I marveled, and that's one of the things that I love about getting together as the association is that there's always these stories. I hear who get ragged. Even right now, me I look for one tall boy with they rag me in a bathroom. I may find him enough. Me the guard from the
Never
event.
did that your time. No, you go make
No,
mistake.
no, 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 no. So I'm gonna have to speak at the spot in clear patois, just in case he's anywhere in the world can understand me. Anytime me see the man where they rag me in the bathroom and give me a rock so put in my pocket, anytime me find him, me gonna know because anytime I see my heart go jump. Anytime I see that man there, when something happen like when you love a girl and your heart jump, anytime me see the man will rag me in the bathroom and give me a rock stone to put in my pocket, let me walk on with all day. Me walk with a rock stone in my pocket. And the man looked like the man was actually omnipresent. Because everywhere me go, no care me turn, me
You
see the man
see,
and watch me. Me see the man and watch me. So me know say I may find a man there. Me I tell you, me I find him. But when you hear some story happen at States, when you hear some things will happen, some cat stories, some cricket stories, some track and field story, man, listen. There's I don't understand how somebody can be on the outside and not be a part of the association. You have to be a part of the association because it gives you this energy. You wanna live longer to see the end of the story. And we're on a journey right now putting up this legacy building. And I'm telling you right now is that this is gonna be, I'm telling you, the most phenomenal building in Western Jamaica. There was a school called on the hill, certain name. There's another sister school on the hill. And then there was these, now there's these stats. These stats. This building is putting us in a position as will be called these stats, right? And both academically and socially and professionally, this alumni legacy building is separating the men from the boys and the women from the girls. That's just what it is. I'll be honest with you. That's how I feel about it, and my team knows that, and the entire Stats Nation know how I feel about it. So, well, come on board, man. We need people to come on board, and you can do so many ways. So I'm gonna stop talking here and give my crew a chance to jump in and share some of the excitement. And by the way, I'm seriously the team that we work with though is crazy. I'm not. Everyone has been very modest tonight because they know they're on camera and they know it's gonna be a YouTube live, so nobody's roasting anyone. But we go real hard, we play hard, and we work hard, and that's why we get the job done. I don't know if if anybody agree with my my analysis of the team, but that's how I see us.
What them say? Birds of a feather flock together.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm not sure about Adrian. A different story that, but for everybody else is good.
Why, Dr. Wright, I was gonna
Yep.
ask a question. But what were some of the challenges that this committee face? But I don't think you have a problem. Everybody seems like a problem solver on this platform. So probably you have to get into the legacy project and those things. What are some of the challenges that we face? Because I'm really proud of the team that you have here, just listening to each and every one as they, discuss the role that they play, why, they decided to join this committee and they have definitely choose a great leader to in you. And I'm happy that you took the book instead of the cricket bat, because that team that you mentioned was a very, very big team. You'd have to put a lot of work in it, and you probably would lose out on the book if you met that team there.
Well, listen, I'm going to kick it over to ZW, who has served once as our president in the past and as a vice president, and has been, one of the cornerstone members association to really give her insight on some of the things that's going on. But in terms of book and bats, let me just say this. I did play about 15 runs in one match, about 20 runs in one match. Okay, calm down, Ian. Don't laugh. Don't act like that was a score. And then from I played 0 at Monroe, I said that was it. And then boy, my physio at Monroe, I'm gonna say, you know what? I think it's time to hang this up. But let me get on to ZW. So Zania has been served in every capacity in the association, and with all due respect, has been my strongest advocate and also one of the matriarch of this association to ensure that the legacy of STETHS Alumni Association continue to thrive and do so, and have a unique insight in the history of the association, how people come together. And I would just say one thing: we do have our differences. We do have our differences. I want everybody to know that this team have differences. You better believe it. But once we get together in all our meetings and we have charted a course, everyone know what the plan is. There's no a good leader doesn't want a yes man. I don't want any yes man. I've had ideas on this team before, and I got to the meetings and I thought I was brilliant. And after hear these wonderful women and men, I realized that they schooled me, right? But a leader is someone who's supposed to take the collective views of others and mold them into a chartered course. And I think that's what I like most about this team, that they challenge my thinking, they challenge my idea. And when I have to make a tough decision, I have the wisdom and the expertise to make the decision. But let me give it out to ZW to kind of share some things, and then I will give you some of the challenges with Legacy Project. ZW.
Thank you, CW. I might be aging myself. I am doing over 26 years in this alumni association nonstop. Even when I expanded my family, it was still nonstop. But it is not only a self-actualization, it is a matter of the camaraderie. And I come from this small district in the parish of St. James. So I'm an expat, call it say, of that parish. But I form the greatest friends, lifetime friends from that institution. And what I have gained just from the interaction with the teachers, they weren't just teachers, they were folks who wanted the best out of us. And when you have teachers who encouraged us to do exams like London GC and at the time AEB from 9th grade, those were folks who saw the potential in many of us. And when I migrated to the United States and heard of the Alumni Association, and I joined, no matter where. There were times when we were having meetings in somebody's living room, in the park, at Wendy's, at McDonald's, just for the sake of keeping this association buoyant. We are here at a place now, not that we have resigned ourselves, that we have reached, but we are on a journey, and it is a good feeling. Now, the Alumni Association not only put on events, of course, we are the greatest supporters of the students, of the STETHS community. So we have the mentoring program, we have the We Care program, we have, of course, this planning committee. We and I know our president will go into the biggest venture that we have undertaken as an alumni association, the Legacy Project. Huge, as somebody would say, huge. So I just want to say the group of folks that we are here working with, we are not an I person. We agree to disagree, mutual respect of each other, and then we decide and we move on. No hang-ups, no grudges. We agree to disagree. It's a democracy, and I love what I get from the folks who I work with right now. So being the oldest, perhaps, member of this committee and perhaps the organization right now, I am just proud to still be a part of it. And as one person asks, why didn't I run for president at some point? I said, it doesn't matter what capacity. I am not here for a position. I am here to work as part of this community for the betterment of my school. Thank you.
Yes. So that's you heard it from, I consider, one of the, not even one of my own confidant and right hand person in the association. And it's a lot of, it's very rewarding to work with folks who have this kind of passion, right? And folks always said, how do you get the passion? Sometimes just get started. We have people on our committee, Ian, and really thank you again for this platform, who live in different states and different places. I'll mention people like our event planning committee, like Elaine Campbell, who lives down south, and Elaine and I were classmates together at STETHS, where we were compete and we're math geniuses and battle for grades after the math fails, right? But Elaine, live and work and out of state, but serve on the committee. We have folks like Dr. Glendon Newsom, who lives in Jamaica, who serve on the executive committee. So we have committed people. So the STETHS Alumni USA Inc. itself, everyone should know, have members from all across the world and in different capacity, and serve in many different array and positions. So it's not a New York thing. It's not a USA. We have people that serve all over. And I would just mention this, as I know that we're probably going to switch over to Legacy for in a minute, but the boat ride itself, let me just kind of touch on the boat ride and how important the boat ride is. Besides the good rum punch that you get before the boat starts, that's true. Besides the fact that we have the baddest photographer that takes the best picture shooting from up top, right? No other person than Pulpy all the time. The baddest pictures you can ever get on the world. Besides the fact that people drive from Florida, Canada, CT, New
Jamaica.
Jersey, fly from Jamaica, even fly from
England,
Australia, from England and
Guam.
Australia, from
Switzerland,
Guam, from Switzerland,
Switzerland,
from
Switzerland,
Switzerland,
Guam,
Switzerland
people
and England.
flying Guam from Switzerland to come on the boat ride.
Doha,
Flying
Qatar.
from, right, to fly just to come to the boat ride. You know why they come? It's not because they could have sent the association enough, $200 or $300 or whatever they can. They come for the vibes. They come for the camaraderie. They come to see their friends. They come to hang out. They come to get laughters and enjoy themselves. So this boat ride, and then we team up in Hampton. And my sister went to Hampton. We know that our principal was once a Monroe man. Well, he started as a test guy now, playing under 50 for Jamaica. So he sold. For how long Mr. Wellington is at Stets? He's no longer Monroe. He can scratch it off even ID and put Stets there. So so right now we have so we team up with Monroe, we team up with Hampton, and it's just a vibes when we get together. It's we compete in every other areas, but when it comes to the boat ride, you can just see the love and the camaraderie, and the music is good. And the reason important to support the boat ride and come out, one is that is the end of summer for us, right, in New York, and we want to make sure we have a great time. And The funds from this boat ride leads us into Legacy Project. The Legacy Project is our, as said, Legacy Project. It is a $400,000 US project. It is a $66 million undertaking, right? And I must say, everyone should understand this. Not on the magnitude, but for alumni association of this size to be billing a $66 million project in Jamaica, it is unheard of. And I know folks sometimes says, well, the donor gave us a lot of money. Yes, the donor gave us. We had thank God from our connections to one of our own Leroy Blake, who and Zania went to school together, were able to connect us with a donor, with Church of Latter-day of Jesus Christ, and they were able to give us a $200,000 donation grant. $126,000 of that grant goes towards the building. So in order for us to finish the building, we still need to raise another $275,000 to complete that building, right? I must say, as we're speaking today, we have already spent almost 300,000 US dollars on that building. That is tremendous. So when people ask about the work and the commitment of this association, it's there. However, here's what happened, Ian. As everything else, it has a great high point and then it takes off to the low point. We're in a situation now where everyone see the structures up. We're on the second floor. Is getting decked this week, and then the balcony is going on next. Because this is a building that's gonna have a view to the entire field with a special peripheral view of all of Santa Cruz. I was down there last week, and even I'm not on the top floor yet with the balcony view yet, and you can see the entire Santa Cruz from that field, the entire Santa Cruz from that field. And so that top floor is going to be a viewing deck for the Alumni Association. It is what we intend to use as a fundraiser for the school, so the school can actually, have an income to maintain that building. That building is going to have the one of the highest performing radio station, two studios, radio station, broadcasting across Jamaica, right? And we have a donor that's already going to give us all the equipment. And I must mention, ZW helped me mention some of the great, Bob. Some folks were donating all of the infrastructure for the equipment needed in the studio itself. So once we build it, we have that. We also just brought in over $7 million worth of computers, 45,000, 43,000 US dollars computers, specific for AutoCAD. Back in the days when we did school, we used technical drawing. Remember those days? We have this T square. With T square, where everything was technical is digitized, and we're able to bring in 38 items to now have AutoCAD. So our students now can compete internationally using AutoCAD to do all their designs, right? So we're not just putting up a building. What we're doing is putting up an infrastructure with system so our students can compete globally. We're living a time where AI is such a massive part of what we do. So what we normally do physically at STETHS, when labor, we have to make sure that the technology behind that is going. So this legacy project is not just an overnight project. It's thoughtful. It's well thought out, and I must also give credit to the original planners of this project. Along the line is that I'm going to stop here and give folks a chance to share also. But here's what you should know, Ian. The journey of STETHS is a relay, and the journey of the legacy project is also a relay. The idea, the conceptualization of this project didn't necessarily start with myself and Zania. It started with the 60th committee who wanted to create something to represent STETHS legacy. But an idea is not good enough to get things going. We needed the funding. You needed to have a lead and a committee and a leadership and who are steadfast to understand all the hurdles. Remember, to handle $66 million worth of funding from the US. If you notice, I start having gray hair. Trust me, you have no idea of the things that we go through, and the phone calls and the late night conversations with suppliers, vendors, contractors, schools, and everything we have to go through. But it's a testament of where we are going. So I encourage everyone who's out there in the STETS world to let's make STETS continue to shine. And this project is going to be um, is an ultimate sacrifice of a 65 year to show that STETS is moving upwards.
Well said.
That's a project. That's a
It's a
project,
project.
brother. Just today, I saw someone post a video of it, and this is an unfinished building. I definitely could see, you know, from the eyes of that person who was videoing, that they're able to look over Santa Cruz, they're able to look over the entire campus, So it's gonna be an electrifying feeling just to walk up there and walk up those stairs to get up on that floor. So, and
It,
just
I,
the
yeah,
impact.
the impact. Yeah, I went down there, and I'm down there in at STETS, knowingly or unknowingly on this project, probably every other month. Because major project the site, you have to be down there. And I went down there and see the project, and I would encourage everyone in Santa Cruz and across the world, go down there, take your own video, and you send it back to the world and tell them what are you seeing. Because I went down there and I have goosebumps. I went down there, matter of fact, and I called ZW right away. I said, ZW, I'm here. This is 1 month later. I said, ZW, I'm on the ground. And I said, oh my God. Remember ZW last week?
Yes, you did.
I called her last. I said, ZW, no. I said, you have to come at the meeting. I said, you have to see this thing. I said, it's the building itself in. The building itself, man, is like, I don't know what you guys call it beautiful, but the building itself, man, it's just magnificent. And when you stand, and we have an alumni office there now, you stand and you look out on the field, and you go to the back and you see all of STETS. It's amazing. It's amazing. So I encourage folks, man, get on board. Let's do this. I would add one other thing. ZW, you want to give some updates on, so ZW serve two capacity, and anybody else can please, because we, as you can see, I was stammer, but no, me talk too much. So I'm gonna call, I'm probably gonna stop for a second. Um, I have to acknowledge some year groups, and not all of them, but the last year group that meet their minimum threshold is 1991, has just met their threshold about a month ago. They just sent in their $3,000. Remember, the way we're going to accomplish this goal is that each year group need to donate a minimum of 3,000 US. There's 60, 65 year groups, and we're hoping that if each donate 3,000 US or 500,000 Jamaican dollars, that will give us 180,000 US we need to finish the building. Not everyone have done it so far, but we have about 15-year groups so far that came through. And the last one that came through, I saw a Zelle came in from attorney Tanya Darman, that 91 is done. They pay off their $3,000, and they're about to still raise some money because there's still a number one prize for the year group, which we're going to talk about that later. We're going to elevate the group when the building is over that raised the most money. We're going to move that year group from the regular plaque on the wall and put them all the way on the front. So they're going to get a chance to say, listen, you did well, but I outran you, right? So the thing is this, everyone just need to give what you can. It's not about giving 100 US or 100,000. I heard this well from, I think it was Mitzi from class of
83.
1983, said, it's not about giving out of what everyone is give, if give out of what you have. So if you have $1 and you want to give a penny, we'll accept it. If you have 10,000 and want to give 1,000, we accept it. Just give what you have. You don't have to worry about giving anything. It's like, for instance, I must acknowledge, like in my year group, I have 3 people: myself, Elaine, and Cecil Sibbett, who don't want to be mentioned. He's over in England. Every solid month since the project started, they have an automatic small amount of $20, some people, to the project. If you do that every month for the life of the project, it's just the money is just keep coming in. 20 small $20 a month that you could give on the website, automatic pay. You don't miss it. It's a cup of coffee. You want to see it and go help us move the project forward. Tanya, I see you're ready, but you refix your camera the other way. You turn sideways.
I don't know what's going on with this thing, but I'm gonna try. I want to give a shout out to my classmates over at 91, which those guys outside of this committee, they're the hardest working team of people, not only to have our own 91 events, but to raise money. And I don't want anybody to think I sent the money from my coffers. This money was raised by my classmates. Everybody got together. We did our little raffle here and there and things like that. Want to give a shout out to everybody who participated in our 91 raffle that helped us to make the money that closed us out as far as the $3,000 obligation is concerned. But we're not done still. We're still working because we know that the buck doesn't stop at the 3,000. We know that we need to keep the kitty, replenished so that the legacy building can get to where it needs to be. So we're still working over here. And like I told you, Mr. President, the 91 massives, they keep telling you you're going to get a surprise, you're going to get a surprise. So just be patient, it's coming.
Nice, nice. Any other thoughts about the groups? And I see some folks are unmuting.
There are some hardworking groups, and I just have to mention class of 80, 82, 83, 77.
May I, Mr. President?
And Tanya just mentioned 91.
It's buffering a bit, so I'm not sure if you
working
answered,
hard.
but
yeah,
I'll take my chances and go ahead.
Okay, Zania had the
So the
floor. Again,
legacy
go ahead.
project,
Oh,
89 group, wherever you are. Can you hear me?
we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, all the 89 groups, wherever you are, we're appealing to you to come forward. But however, this is for everybody. On a serious note, it's a blessing. After so many years, 20 odd years, 30 odd years, some people left in the 70s, some people are in the 60s. And because of this, again, unity, our voices are able to be heard. We can come together in moments like this. I know sometimes when we send out the links for the meetings, everyone is busy, everyone is working. Take the time out, come on and hear what it is about. This is our legacy. Let our children and grandchildren learn about what we learned when going to STETHS. It was the doorway for us. It was the gateway for us. STETHS has molded us. It has made us become who we are today. All right? So right here at STETHS.
Love it, love it, love it. Love it, love it. Any other? I mean, listen, it's tough to kind of shout out all the groups, but because I think we might have missed a few. But I would just say that the legacy project, Ian, is a centerpiece. Any I would want to go to a session, Ian, where folks can share in 30 seconds their greatest stats moment in their mind, something that inspired them. Open the floor to hear something that inspire you. Not long, just 30 seconds. Whether it's a joke or somebody or who inspired you. By the way, I would just say that the person who invited me to the association is not here tonight. I have to shout her out. Belinda Houghton. Belinda tracked me down and called me, and Belinda and the great Junior Thompson, JT called me one evening and said, "Hey, we want you to come in and possibly a guest speaker for us." And I came, and that changed my life forever. So I just want to say that I appreciate that. Anybody else want to share your greatest STETHS moment? Something funny at STETHS that really inspired you to be a part of the team?
So being that the president, talk about the person who introduced him or bring him into the group, I must say, big respect to Mr. Henry Roden. I was in Afghanistan and he keep calling. He said, Chris, whenever you come home, don't you miss a STETHS event and you need to be a part of the STETHS Alumni Association. So Mr. Roden, big up yourself, my brother, because if whenever you, we probably wouldn't dare up on the group right now. So big respect to Henry Roden.
Nice, nice.
So my big stats moment was when I got to drill people like Turners and cadet drill sergeant and drum major, and punish a boy real rough, and get them push up pat needs for wash. You understand? And
Oh,
and
Lord.
and
So
and when we
hold
when we
up.
have when we have battlecraft, them boy they get a licking on them head with the 202 rifle and them things there in a bush, So and when they go up and camp in a Cessland, one dumpling a share up, And when my dumpling drop in a cow doodoo, I may have to take it out and take stick and scrape it off, cause that's my only meal in 3 days. So that taught me a lot about resilience
Yeah.
and survival. You understand?
One thing I tell my glass is in charge of that. That man
And
there
I'm
over there said I dark.
and I'm glad that she's immunized.
She say, gosh, in a nice podcast, should I get some something?
Yes, I was backing up to what Christopher said. I want to big up Henry Road, HTG to the world, He was the one that brought me into the association. Our first event was in Florida, I believe in 2013. I passed through Florida and him tell me about it. I say, yeah man, made about for the weekend. So I went, saw people who I haven't seen in so many years, 91, 92 group, that year group. So big up to Henry. And from there, me just come on up to the New York side. And from then I've been apart.
Respect, respect.
On the
How you
note of the cadet thing with drum major Diamond, I leave her to the Almighty. I'm still alive.
Mm.
So listen, there's a lot more stories. I'll take two more, and then we want to give the viewers some information, how they can get their ticket to hear more of these stories on the boat ride. Because I'm telling you, that's where you really hear the some of the things. Them shout out also to whichever place in the Bronx called um Coffee Bay, Jerry's place, and that used to be a place where a lot of evilness happen. A lot a lot of evilness happen. A lot of trip out to the Hamptons, and it's just fun, man. So let me let's talk about, give us some update how we can get for the, if you need tickets for the boat ride. DW, give us something. You have tickets with you. Want to shout out to them how you can get your tickets for the boat ride.
Well, we have, uh, well, if you go on our website, stethschat.com, you can purchase your tickets there. But we also have correspondents across the various states. Myself, 917-863-5183. You can call me, Kadeen, 484-764-5031. And from Hampton, 917-651-5313, and that's Corinne. It's
Wait,
deadline
wait,
is
wait.
coming up.
By the way, you can also call me this face, 516
Just about
710-793-69. And my tickets actually, as president, my tickets go for Right now, they're going for
$110.
100 and my tickets right now for the president. Madam Secretary, the president is speaking.
What?
The president is speaking. There's a level of decorum when it comes to the president. Can we have the president speak about his tickets? The president tickets is going right now for $109. So anybody want a ticket, call the president. 516-710-9369 right now. Call me up right now. Right now. And it comes with a complimentary drink. A complimentary drink comes with a president ticket. 516-710-9369. Back over to you, Madam Vice President.
We have it
This
here. Yes,
this
indeed.
this is
So
what we talk about,
before,
Ian. This is what we talk
be-
about, Ian. The camaraderie, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
But the
boy.
drink not good enough. The president drink
There's a
there not good.
decorum. There's a
Boy.
decorum for $1.
Tanya,
Yes,
President drink
Tanya.
not good.
The
the
president
president
drink
drink
give
is
running
good.
a belly, no techie. The president
Not
drink go give running a belly, no techie.
so listen, you can reach out to the president for your percentage off.
But don't take the drinks. You will get running a belly if you take the president drinks. Don't take it.
But
Zonia, let me tell you
before
something that
August,
you probably didn't know about Mr. President. You hear, Zonia?
listen, early bird tickets, early bird tickets.
Let me
on
tell you
my
something that you
end.
didn't know about Mr. President.
I'm telling you, there is something I'm just discovering now. See, he can work on the prices right.
He shared it, president shared it sometimes.
But on a serious note, before August 17th, or by August 17th, I should say, early bird tickets, 110 US currency. Thereafter, 120. So you get your early bird tickets. It's gonna be bombastic.
I'm
There
still,
you go.
I'm still crying. I'm still crying. I'm still crying.
140.
So get your tickets. It's that's the way. It's also on the website. You have to get your tickets. And with all seriousness, but my tickets actually go for $109. I'm very serious about that. Um, and so if you want, and by the way, come on, listen. There's some presidents that sell gold coin. They sell all kind of stuff.
But I have to control.
Mr. President, we said we should speak about something that we remembered funny. And
but
I don't think Lady Zonia know about this. So I interviewed Mr. President.
Rosie's
And we found out that Mr. President had an incident with a dog called Brownie. He had to run from the dog.
Yes.
That was the funniest thing.
When I heard that story, I almost died.
Mr. President even has a passport book with Brownie on it from us.
Courtesy of you, Patrice. Courtesy of you.
Mr. President, have you used it?
I haven't used it yet, but I plan to use it anytime we travel together as a group. I'll make sure I have my brother passport.
Nice.
But I would say this, Ian, is that I have the ultimate respect of having, like, we could go from a meeting as serious as handling $1 million worth of business and really following the guidelines and the books and all of the normal course Robert's rule of law of doing business. And I must say that I've never felt in any form or shape disrespected by anyone on my team, because we know that we can laugh in the middle of a very serious meeting and go back to doing business like we just did. So I hope everyone who's watching us online don't think that we're just we're not educated lunatics. I think we're just hardworking stats folks who love to laugh and love to enjoy ourselves and love to be around everyone.
Yep.
And I can tell you, this is how it is when we're together. This is how it is. What you're seeing this is not a facade. This is a toned down version, and of how we operate. And I want to just say thank you to everyone for what they do. The Legacy Project. I want to go back to this here if I can, and
Yes, you
I know
yes,
you
you
want to.
get hold it 1 minute, 1 minute. I'll send you back to it, But I just want people to know among the group here, sitting in the middle, we have lawyer Tanya Darman and Mr. President, you just get lucky, Because I was gonna ask Tanya if there's anything in the constitution to lock you up. Because you by shaving out that dollar there,
The man have
Oh,
executive privilege. He has
come on, man.
executive
Exactly.
privilege. That's
So
his
that
trump card right there. Executive privilege.
him well know him role and he know him advantage point. So you get with it. So guess what? With that said, you allow if you go back to that legacy program, brother.
I will,
We-
but I also understand the level of intelligence when Donovan used. I mean, that's Donovan. When Tana used the pawn, a play upon words about the president. You hear the trump card. Yes, he has a trump card. I hope you read between the level of English
Yeah,
delicacy.
I hope as long as you don't start sell gold Bible, we good.
The president is very bright. He's
As
very
long as you
bright.
don't
It's
sell gold
that's him
Bible,
God.
we good.
That's did me good. I would say that. Listen, I have had the privilege of all of us on here of doing lots of things in our professional lives that have make an impact in different parts of the world. One thing I've always said that when you think about Jamaica and the the greatest talent Jamaica have ever export is not in cricket, it's not in soccer, it's not in athletics. Might be one of the greatest talents, arguably might be our reggae music, but beyond below reggae music stands our intellectual capacity as a people. Every walk of every walk of life you can think of in the world, there is a Jamaican in that field making a significant impact. It's just who we are as a person. But if you narrow that down to STETS people, I was having a recent conversation with Dr. Cosmo Fraser on on our mentoring program at STETS, who donated when I became president 60,000 US to the association to provide mentoring. And we're talking about the greatness within the STETS walls. And we know Dr. Cosmo Fraser is one of the world leading um, kidney specialists in the world, right? And has been on as witness for major cases. And I was a couple of days ago, I was on with him, and he said when people bring him on to as a witness to testify in a case, the other party know they lose, and he's confident enough to know that how good he is. But in every walk of life that you can think of, there is a stats person that is making a significant difference. As a matter of fact, I must say, if you think about stats cricket, stats soccer, stats athletics, stats medicine, stats business, stats law, and all of that, we have individuals in those fields, whether we know them or not, who are making a tremendous um, contribution worldwide. The Legacy Project is a project where every single person that leaves stats can leave their DNA at stats. You don't have to be there. I've always said when the storybooks are told and the end of the journey has come to conclusion, whether it's in our lifetime or the ultimate end of time, I want the man above who to look at me and said, "Well done, you gave your all for stats." And I think I'm asking everyone across the world, doesn't matter what profession you're in, whether you are, a teacher, a fireman, a farmer like I do back home, whether you're a hotelier, you owns a hotel, whether you're in construction work, whatever you do, because the thing I would say about that is that we are so proud about every single one of one of the best restaurant to eat in Jamaica. That'll go down there, local restaurant is owned by a graduate at 2004, right? So every walk we're there. So I think for us, the legacy project is one piece of project we can all leave our DNA. So I am asking everyone, every year group from every corner of the world, that you need to make your contribution. you need to make sure you make your mark. You need to make sure that you give what you can. And if you go to a STETS website, which is www.stetschat.com, you have a chance to make an impact. So that's one. But here's the last thing, Ian, I'm going to end with this on the Legacy Project. This project is going to reach probably hundreds of thousands of people in the local area and across Jamaica. Imagine if we can produce the next Ronnie Twix. Imagine that studio might be able to produce the next Barbara. What's Barbara last name again?
Glued on.
Gluden, right? Imagine, so we have a lot of firsts at STETS, and I think this studio is going to be another first. When it's all finished and done, we're going to be able to produce one of the top people in radio coming from STETS. I remember many years ago, STETS had a radio station. Many years ago, STETS was on the local school radio station. And for us, and for the founders of the school and the leadership of the school and the Success Committee to say, let's bring back STETS Radio, I think it's going to change the way people view STETS and view the whole educational system at the institution. So I encourage everyone, get on board, let's support it, make contribution, and let's continue to make the banner of that institution fly high.
And Mr. President, we want to give a shout out to Mr. Wellow now. Because you see, Mr. Wellington now, he's really an encourager of things, He's always there working with what we're doing. So we know it's way past his bedtime, but we should give him a shout out. What do you think,
Yes,
sir?
yes. You know what, T? Tanya, I would be remiss if I don't do that because I have to tell you that working with Mr. Wellington, I've since I became president. I mean, I know Mr. Wellington from before, in and out, but as the current longest serving principal of STETS, everyone should know that he is the current longest serving principal of STETS. And I think how a man is brought into an institution is when he said his son, not to Monroe, but to STETS. When his son goes to STETS and not to Monroe from Monroe, I have to tell you, his son is currently playing for under 15 Jamaica under 15 team, Calder Cup under 15 team, and representing STETS. I think he might be the captain too. I'm not sure. I might misquote that. He's a captain. I think
Yes.
he's a
Yes,
captain.
he is.
He's a captain of Jamaica under 15. So I'm just talking about the legacy motion of what we're on. So to our principal, Mr. Keith Wellington, and our longest serving vice principal, Mrs. Holness, and Mr. Cogley, also those two, the leadership at STETS, I want to say thank you for what we do in sending funds to the institution to support it is one thing, but to be there with 1,700 kids every day in Santa Cruz heat and to navigate them and to navigate the stuff. Everybody know that Santa Cruz is next to hell. It's a different story, different topic. But but that's a different topic. Sorry, Mr. President, come back in your zone. But for the principal and leadership at the school for what they have done so far, for that school is tremendous and continue to make STETS. STETS is a pride of the parish, pride of Jamaica, and I'm looking forward to our continue to work over the next couple of years to making sure the school can stay strong. Over to you, the hostess with the mostest, and I just want to give one final shout out while I have the floor is that Go for Boss, Mr. Walford Stewart. Him and I were at the same university. He's on the campus as one of our assistant directors there. But I must say thank you, man, for the massive push you're doing, not only on the boat ride, but there's some other inspired stuff coming up for the Legacy Project that Wally's working on. So I want to shout out Wally for his great work and glad to see you on board and supporting the mission. Vision, the greatest attribute of a man is not what he does for himself, what he does for others. And right now, Wally is doing a whole lot for the school. So we appreciate you, sir.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Before you before you take over back your host, so me and Cecil was having a conversation. I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday. We was talking, and I was saying to him, the Legacy Project on a whole is a great thing. But for me, the greatest thing about it as a cricketer STETHS, I'll be able to stay in the United States and hear cricket from the legacy building, from the studio of what my school is doing in the future to come. Same thing with football. That's going to be one of the
Talk
greatest
it.
things.
Talk
I
it.
have to sit down
Talk it.
and listen. One of my STETHS students I commentate on a STETHS match, and I can sit down in America and listen to it. Feeling can't be greater.
That's
And
a
to know you contribute
vision.
to that.
That's visionary. I love it. I love it, Chatter.
Can't be.
And that was that was only our conversation.
Dang. Mhm.
Yeah. Back over to you, Ian.
Well, to the legacy project, I must say a big shout out to the people who put in the work, the early stage groundwork, especially the location that you guys chose. I think is one of the high point there at States. And as a result, I don't think we need any drone to cover any game on the field. You know, if you can cover from a height, you know, lovely. So we know in everything that we do, we want to measure, there gotta be a measurement. So, and a question that came across is how does the committee measure its success in terms of the impact, both on the school ground, that meaning in the school, and among the network in terms of the alumni network. Oh,
So I can tell you about impact. One of the things that we're proud about for Legacy Project is not only putting up infrastructure, but while this building is being built, we have students who are currently at STETS who are actually learning the craft along the way. And I must mention, we have a special coming in one particular student by the name of Tyler, who's coming out soon. This is a young man who started on the project the day when they're laying out the project and said, I want to be a contractor. I was down there last week. And you'll see the video very soon, because a special thing coming out soon on him. Down there last week, 8 months and 15 days later, Tyler has not missed school and has not missed a project. And even the summer, so Contra has hired him and he's still there working. And Mr. Weddington and I spoke about it. We're going to do a special on him, but he's only one of many other students that not only is seeing the building going up, but they're learning carpentry, they're learning masonry, they're learning all how to read a plan, they're learning how to, how to tie steel. So STETS is giving them not only the theoretical piece of it, but the practical piece of it, a technical school to learn along the way. So that's one we measure impact. Impact, how is it currently affecting the student that are at STETS currently? That's taking place. Second impact is the building capacity to educate others, right? You say you can give them a fish, you're going to feed them for a day. If you teach to fish, you feed them for life. And the building itself, with all infrastructure, with the media, the AI, the AutoCAD, is going to be able to every year produce thousands of graduates from STETS with the tools they need to impact others, impact the world. The other piece of measuring success is the ability for us not only to put a building, but the ability for us to make sure there is a continuity plan to maintain the building. So often you see buildings get built and after 10 years they get depolated and they're all messed up and it's all out of paint. Well, what we have done, we have built what we call the balcony view on the third floor, which is going to be a paid view for people who wants to watch a game at that level and that prestige, but also for special function. And the idea for that is that those revenue that comes in from that piece of the project will help to maintain the building over time. So we're measuring success in three scopes. The first scope is the practicality it brings as the building is being built to students on the ground. Secondly, its impact on producing academically prepared students over the years. And thirdly, is how do we really maintain the building beauty of the building by creating this balcony view, which is becoming a paid view for people to first to maintain the building. So that's how we measure success. And then it just on the basic line as an association, when folks contribute, and make donation or come to a boat ride, we really look at the bottom line. Was it successful? Did we build camaraderie, which is a part of our success measure? Did the team feel a self efficacy? Do they feel good about themselves being a part of the team? That's one way of success, where we laugh and support each other. And the other way, did we make any money from the event? And we don't lose. This team is very adamant about not losing any money from events. Sometimes we don't make the profits that we want, but we have always find way to make sure that we don't lose. We're very um, frugal with the association funding and responsibilities.
All right, that's powerful there. Before I go into closing, because we're going close to 1.5 hour, haven't happened in a long while. But I'm gonna have everyone on the platform basically to basically tell us what you enjoy the most about serving on this committee, and at the same time, a quick shout out inviting others to this platform. And Dr. Cecil, I'll let you have the final say before we go into that. All right?
I should the final say no, or I'm going to final after everyone.
You can do after everyone, but if there was anything important that we missed, this is the time to get it in before
Yeah,
we hit
well,
the.
um, yeah. The only important thing I want to hit before about going to it is that look at everyone should notice Adrian forehead like he's sweating. That's all I think I didn't talk about. Other than that, you can continue. I'll close in the end.
Oh
All
Lord.
right, we'll start with Shatta, you know. Shatta, me not hear about the DJ ever come on the boat ride, you know, so me not know where you go on with, you know.
Well, I know me are the DJ, you know, we both right, but really and truly, what I enjoy about working with this group is there's nothing that I don't enjoy. That's the point. You know, we're bickering, but that's between me and Katie, and I'm a sparring partner that, but you know, we still live good. But it's fun. It's I've always believed, and I've learned this throughout my military career. Anything you're doing in life, if you cannot enjoy it, don't do it. And with this committee right here, I enjoy every moment I spend with these guys, planning an event, um, whether it's the boat ride, the picnic, the gala, you know, whatever it is, the Christmas party, it's always fun. We find time to have great laughing moments and at the same time be serious about the event we have coming up. So it's just a joy working with these guys.
All right. We're gonna go across. Thank you. Mr. Wally, you've been silent, you know, been listening. We can know the man who is really behind the scene. When Wally done with this, and I know, you know, he's good at what he does in terms of the marketing, you know. So we're gonna give a big shout out to Wally and all the work that he put in, you know. And Wally, this is your moment, brother, to just give us your views on that.
All right, so yeah, I agree with Shatta. There's not much to say that not there to enjoy. But definitely for me personally, it's always been just being around grown-ups, mature people who are on some big missions that motivates me. But there's a mind-boggling mission that I'm personally on is I don't understand how STETHS is 1961. So there's a lot of classes that has been since then and up to this year, 2025. And while we might be able to have a great turnout for all our events, I'm still on the mission of how do we get every single person that passed through STETS to show up one way or the other? How do we figure that out? So we will never achieve that goal until we're seeing everyone, at least one person from each class or 100 people from each class. I did reach out and find out we have over 1,000 people graduating each year from STETS. So us building a legacy building should be the easiest thing. $1 from everyone, we could pay for that building with no effort, so to speak. So it's mind-boggling for me, and this is what drives me. This is why I'm motivated. So I'm saying this to have some people hear it and show up and send you $1, your $2, your $10. Because if you think states have never done anything for you, you have left that institution with some form of education, a friend that you would have never had. So that's my journey, and this is why I strive daily to make sure that STETHS is well recognized and well spoken of. And I could have only done that with these people that I work with, that I've met. We're not in the same class, but you can't tell that listening to us on the chat here. You can't tell that we weren't in the same classroom, we didn't have the same teachers, and we weren't on campus the same time. But we came together and we're doing what we need to do. And this is my cry for others to do the same.
All right, Lady Patrice, Lady in Blue.
Hello, hello, hello. Well, so we've always been a group that stands out. I hear it everywhere we go. How people admire us. I was on vacation in Jamaica, and some past students from Black River High and Magati, everyone knows about the STETHS Alumni Association. They know about us. And I just appreciate the memories that we've made and the bonds that we've had over the years. So now that we have this special opportunity, and this is to everyone who's listening and watching us, to leave our mark in a way that will last for generations. I feel the Legacy Project, it's a state-of-the-art building with its own student radio station and all the great stuff that Cecil is adding to that building. It's more than just a construction project. It's an investment in the future for a school and the young minds who's going to pass through those doors. So basically, I'm calling on everyone who's listening, who is watching, who knows someone who goes to STETS, is to come together. So, like we've always done, make a difference, whether it's through whatever donations, ideas, simply spreading the word. Every bit of this helps us to bring our dream closer to reality. Um, I want us to all think about, just imagine walking back onto campus a few years from now and seeing this space that we know we helped to create, knowing that we gave the next generation this place to grow, to learn, and to shine. So we still have the power to make it happen. So let's make it happen, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. The great lady ZW. Take the floor. It's all yours.
Thank you. Well, I have to brag that class of 1982 was the first to hit that threshold in donating towards this legacy project. But as our president once said, we won't rest in the middle, we rest at the end. So we have still a far way to go. I have to give a shout out to my two classmates, Leroy Blake, an influential person in getting us that donation from the Church of Latter-day Saints of Jesus Christ, and Keith Weatherburn, who every day encourage the folks on our chat group to continue to donate. My dream of this organization and what drives me is for each person who joins. It's not just the longevity, it's when you come and you be a part. And that's what I hope that everyone who joins, not just join and pay your membership, but be a part, because that's what keeps this association buoyant. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thank you very much. I see that the troublemaker man cannot leave the platform for a quick minute. I'm gonna put on him suit, so I'm kind of shift the arrangement. But we're gonna go to Lady K. Dean. It's your time to grace the stage, K. Dean.
Ian, let me see. Other than your family member, could you say you could walk into your classmate house and go in their fridge? Could you say you walk into your classmate house and say, I'm not going home tonight, and you got a toothbrush, you got change your clothes, you got plate of food, wrap up, cook real quick, smell like it was seasoned for like last week. Could you say that other than your family house? No. But when you come among Stet's family, they say water is thicker than blood, but sometimes I'm like, are we blood or are we just schoolmate, classmate? Because the love, the respect, the bond we form right here is like no other. It's like family. I could walk into each and one of these houses. I never been to Zania's house, but the day I met Zania, her smile never changed. I know I can come to Patrice's house. I know I can eat from Wally. I had a birthday party and I had my own DJ, which was Shada. Shatta, you can't say nothing right there. That's family. I went up there in Hartford and I had a change of clothes. I had food and they came down to my house and make manish water. So this is family right here. We are thick. It's, if your pinky toe hurt, everybody know about it and they're praying about it. You have a death in your family, they all surround you and give you comfort. We never lost that tight-knit feeling. So if you're out there and you're feeling lonely and you're feeling lost, the family is right here. STETHS Alumni Association USA Inc. is the family that you've been waiting for. Why wait? Come join us with open arms. You're not missing anything. We are here. We got our own DJ. We got two DJs in the house. We got Zania. We got a president, Dr. President over there. We got the lawyer. Trump don't have nothing on us right here. And we got you, the news channel, to spread the news. And we got the health provider over there. And if you need a daycare, come see about me. This is the family you want to be a part. Don't question it. Come on right in.
Wow, 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 wow. Boy, I could almost close it here. But you know what? I, I can't close it without having the lawyer to make sure we have everything, the umbrella, everything covered, everything settled. So, attorney at law, Tanya Darman, man, it's all yours. You know,
And let me tell you this much. These Stats family members that we have, they love food, they love their belly. You can always count on. I tell
shut
you,
up,
one
shut,
year,
hold on there. Shut up, come on tonight and eat something on the platform. And me, I tell you, say, me, I man will get that trouble because I'm hungry, And the man
yes,
choose
man.
to come with food.
Yes, man. Any day you will see some roast breadfruit and curry pop up on a meeting, but it's okay. I've been known to go a picnic with my pot of goat soup, because what? Soup of a run. You understand? The important thing about doing things, Ian, is that if you find yourself living for just you alone, you really don't have a life. But when you could get together with your friends and family and do so much more for others behind you, build a legacy, put things into place like scholarships for students to get to continue their education, like we do through this Alumni Association, it's priceless. Very priceless. So I agree with everything what everybody said. Everybody said. But we are building something, we're building memories. And anybody who's not a part of this alumni association is really losing out big time. If you would rather stay at your home and not come and be a part of what we're doing, you're losing out big time because the world of it all is here. And we're all happy and peaceful with this. So join us when you can.
Amen, amen. Why? Me, I'll follow you with that pot there with the goat soup, It's a porridge and soup, man. So,
Oh
right.
boy.
So, our lady over there who is wearing our full Stets collar, Rosalind. Rosie, you wake up, you there? Tell the people, Rosie, why and you're off the stage all by yourself. You're on the forward. It's Rosie unmute, you unmute, Rosie.
I think she's delayed.
Oh,
Yes. I was going to say that.
Hi. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Miss Verizon.
I know it has been buffering for me, so I hope you can hear me. Okay. Boy, I don't know if I can top what these ladies had said and gentlemen. But you know what, Ian? We have some of the best gentlemen. They look after us in every way. Before, this is not just a community, it's family. When you speak of STETS, you speak about integrity, you speak about virtue. This legacy that we're building, as it for those who are now attending the high school and for those who will come after them. And as I always say, wherever you are in the world, if you went to STETS for one day, you're part of this family. And whatever you're going through, just remember on your worst day, you went to one of the best high schools. When you speak about unity, and as Lady Kadeen and Lady Tanya, Lady Patrice, Lady Zania, they always, if you lose someone, let me tell you, I went through something very tragic not too long ago. And these ladies and gentlemen, they never left me out. I'm all the way in Canada, so most times the pictures that you see, I may not be a part of them because I can't attend all the functions. But best believe when they're at the functions, they're calling me. Whatever I was going through the other day, I lost my brother. These ladies, it's like they were right beside me. What more could you ask for? And as I said, after 20, 30 years, and you can have this bond, you can have this unity. Waiting for to be a part of this. You're missing out. Come on in and join us. This is what we do. We don't only look out for the ones in front of us, but we reach out. If we don't hear from someone, if we don't see someone, we're going to call them. We're going to find out, hey, I haven't heard from you in a few days. What's going on? Because we carry each other's burdens. We lift each other up. We want to maintain, and that's where we're heading. There's no stranger in this group. Come on in and join us. Even if you did not go to STETS and your family member went there, you're extended. Come on in, step to my office. Come and talk to me, girl or Mr. Sir. Yes, this is where you belong. STETS all the way.
Work on integrity.
Work and integrity, Mr. President. What a committee you have, boy. I would go to
Man,
my bed every night smiling, waking up that I don't think I have to do much tomorrow morning. Because with this group where you have, I think
and
you say you're set for life. You're set for
uh,
life. So,
well,
sir, doctor, that's all right. The floor is all yours. And
well,
really love the team.
yeah, let me just, before I give my final comments, I want to echo Ian and really thank you for putting this together, and to Wally. I said it before, but tremendous shout out to you, man. You're being a tremendous host, so we thank you. And I would just encourage everyone on the front end to, support Ian's show. We don't have a chance to always be on, but together we rise. I think that's a great mission that you have. And and we're hoping that as we build and grow, that we can also help you to build and grow. I would say this in closing: when folks ask how we have gotten so much done so quickly, is because this association has been built on the shoulders of giants. I came in the association and was blessed enough to have had former President Donovan Wilson, who have done this for many, many years, a tremendous job over the years. We have had Zania, who served as president, tremendous job, and as vice president. We have, the Carlene and all the other committee and executive members who have done this for 20 something years. So, as president, I am standing on the shoulders of giants, for those who have been doing this for a very, very long time. And what has happened is that we now have a team, as you can see, that is one of the most dedicated, and I mean that in all walks of life. Folks are dedicated, and the dedication doesn't mean you're working this 8 hours a day. These are folks who just take time out of their evenings once or twice a week to be on planning committees to get things done. So folks always ask me, say to me, it's too much time. I can't, I can't commit so much time. Well, do what you can. Because if you can just do me, can you hear me?
I
Yeah,
hear you, but it seems like it's dying or something.
yeah, something is done.
What about now?
No, you might
Am
want to
I
go
echoing?
ahead.
It's an echo that you have.
Not hearing you now, Dr. Wright. Something's going on.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but there's a feedback.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hand over to Madam Vice Chair Daniel Watkins to do her closing remarks.
For everyone who take the time and just relax and speak your mind this evening, we thank you. Mr. Thomas, I appreciate, and I know on behalf of the executive of the Alumni Association, we cannot thank you enough for giving us this platform to talk about what we are doing, who we are, and our plans for the future. So for that, we appreciate you. And for the audience out there, we hope that you have gleaned something from just us talking about what we're doing. And we hope that you're encouraged to join, to come in and be a part. And we look forward to seeing you on the next event coming up on August 31st, our boat ride. Ladies and gentlemen, worldwide, thank you so much. Blessings.
Well said, Madam Vice
Thank
President.
you.
Well said.
Thank you.
So I just want to say thanks to everyone who has joined tonight. Thanks for the committee for showing up tonight and showing up big. And all I want to say is well done, team. You guys have shown that you have been doing a lot of work, not just for the Alumni Association, but for the greater community, for St. Elizabeth, for Jamaica, and globally across the world. And tonight I'm very pleased just learning more about the legacy project, the boat ride, and everything that we have talked about tonight. For our audience, we just want to thank you. I know there's a lot of comments, a lot of questions, but they will be answered, on the various platforms. Have a great night, guys. Blessings.
Can I just remind everyone that our general meeting is going to be this Saturday?
Yes, this Saturday, 7 p.m.
7 p.m. general meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.